can survive. Join us on a virtual flight, where the sky is our limit tonight. Wings spread wide, we reach for the stars. In the realm of flight, we'll never be far. Bow waves splashing, engines burning. In this world, we're free from the atmosphere. Throttle wide open, throttle wide open. We dive and climb in this digital ocean. Lights flicker, the world's so vast. Every turn, a new adventure starts. From the ground to the highest peak in the world of flight, we're just beginning to speak. Join us on a virtual flight, where the sky is our limit tonight. Wings spread wide, we reach for the stars. In the realm of flight, we'll never be far. Through the storm, through the calm, in this world we face it all. From the runway to the final glide, in the world of flight we find our stride. Join us on a virtual flight, where the sky is our limit tonight. Wings spread wide, we'll reach for the stars. In the realm of flame, we'll never be. Find us on a virtual flight, where the sky is our limit tonight. Wings spread wide, we'll reach for the stars. In the realm of flight, we'll never be far.
Hello, 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 and welcome to another live stream by Virtual Flight Diaries. We are here in the BlackSquare Beech Bonanza, the turboprop conversion Beech Bonanza, because, I mean, look at it. This thing is wild. All right, so we're taking off. So like I said, or like I put in the description, we are going to be leaving Sedona, and in the spirit of general aviation, we're going to be taking a little trip. So we're going to be flying from Sedona up to Bryce Canyon. We're going to pick up some friends there, and we're going to head on up to Provo to go to Salt Lake City. So yeah, we're on both the VATSIM network as well as Microsoft multiplayer server, USA East. And yeah, let's get going. So, hey, Billy, welcome to the stream. Hey, welcome aboard. And I got you here now. We got this working. We got this all sorted out. All right, so let's get on board. Let's get fired up. So we're on ground power, and we are all gassed up. I'm going to pull the chocks. And we're going to get our flight plan in and get set up. So all right, Avionics Master, come on. We're sporting the Garmin GTN 750 XI by TDS, one of my favorite add-ons for the simulator. I've had this thing for a good many years.
System test okay.
It's not a cheap add-on. I believe all in all, this 750 is $80. But it is pretty much it uses the Garmin trainer for its background, so it's pretty much almost a one-to-one replica of the real thing. All right, so we're taking off Sedona. We are going to go to we're going to be going to Flagstaff and then direct to Bryce Canyon. This should take us over a nice scenic route over the Grand Canyon near Grand Canyon National Park Airport. So that should be cool. And it is clear skies out, running real time, real weather. So that makes it perfect. And we're going to be cruising about 15,000 feet. So we got to make sure our oxygen is supplied. That's one thing. Let's get our oxygen refueled. I have the FBO guys fill that up for us. I honestly don't know if Sedona actually has oxygen services. But anyway, we're going to go to Flagstaff. I think that's it. FLGS and Flagstaff. And then we're going to go direct to Bryce Canyon. Very cool airport. I got the scenery from Orbix for Bryce Canyon. And we're going to be coming in on the RNAV 03. So we can get that in there too. RNAV 03 and the Haggard transition. And we'll load that up. So that's all set. Very high altitude ops today. We're going to also what did I want to do? See, I'm losing my train of thought today. Well, got up early today. Anyway, we're going to be going to Provo. I wanted to go to Telluride because I absolutely love that approach into Telluride, but the scenery is all jacked up. I have the UK 2000 scenery for it, but there's big bumps in the runway. I came in on 9 in a test run and instantly crashed. You can't even avoid it. So, all right. One thing I wanted to show you about this, I think I got this off of Orbix as well. I got this group of guys over here. Well, this couple playing beanbag toss. I kind of featured this in a Diamond 42 live stream, but they come around and they go and pick it up. I don't know. I find it wild. It's funny. I don't know why you would be happy. You kind of tied it up there. Anyway, let's get back in. Let's finish our setup. All right, so we have the flight plan in, and here's what we can do with this system is we can actually store it. So we got, it says Bryce Canyon Air, and then we can actually turn off the avionics for startup. So tanks are, let's see, we'll start on the left tank. Battery master can come on. We get the beacon and nav light can come on. What else? There is a fire test somewhere. I can't remember where. Prop heat test. Theater test. And then fire detection test. Very important. Sure that's all working. All right, let's fire this guy PT6 up. All right, ignition on and T starter. And max motor, we introduce fuel. There's no low idle, high idle. It is just like the Turbine Duke. Here's 50. We could turn the starter off. And we wait for the engine to stabilize. We got rollback on the ITT. And once we're stable, we can go generator on and then ignition off. And we'll put the taxi light on, put the panel juice on. And let's see, we got 63 degrees out, really. And put the vent on. All right, there we go. And avionics master can come on. Stand by. Let's not cook the people in front of us. All right, so we're going to be going up to 15,000 feet. So I'm just going to, there's no ATC on. We're just going, and we're on no instrument departure. We're just going to go up to our cruise. Living that GA life. All right. So, flight plan. Go in here, you go to menu, you go to catalog. You go here and look for our flight plan that we put in. It says the Bryce Canyon, and we activate you. Just double check that this is the one. Yes, it is. Nice. And these crosstalk. So the flight plan loaded in here, loads into here, so I can use other elements for navigation here. So I get, you know, our navigation display up. That's good. So we're going to be taking off runway 21 today, and it should, let's see here. I don't think so. We're going to take 21 and then we're actually going to turn out north that way. So we won't be going around Cathedral Mountain over there. It's actually one of the point of interests in the simulator. The scenery out here is insanely good. So we don't need to turn any of the fuel pumps on, but we will turn that on to auto. We got taxi lights are on, and I think we are all ready to go, guys. We got a squawk to put in. 0721 on and enter for you. That should got us mode C. Yep. All right. Then CTAP is 123. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. We hold the brakes, parking brake off. Pitot heat can come on. We don't need any other de-icing equipment, and we will inflate the door seals and make that a little louder. Yeah. Just to quiet it down just a little bit. But we definitely, that's just to mimic a little bit of noise canceling. But we still got the outside is loud and proud. All right. All right, we're sitting here in a slight beta, which holds it. You can actually come back on the throttle into beta. It's a very good simulation from BlackSquare. BlackSquare has definitely got one of the best turboprop simulations in the game. All right, we'll come up here and we'll make our taxi call. We're not going to go all the way to the end. Let's see where we will go is Alpha 3 for departure. We only need about 1,200 feet tops to take off in this thing. It's an absolute Ferrari. Sedona traffic. Turbine Bonanza 36 Bravo Tango taxiing to runway 21 via Alpha. We'll be departing Alpha 3. Sedona. All right. Let's go. Everybody ready? All right. So, plus we are going to be really light because it's just me on board. We're going to pick up our friends up in Bryce Canyon. We actually could do Alpha 4, but we're not going to chance it. All right, flaps can go to approach. And we don't need to be in such beta. Go a little faster. All right, so we'll clear the ramp. Do a test. Turn that on, even though we really don't need it. There's not a cloud. Well, there is some clouds, but there's nothing threatening in the area. Yeah, we're definitely a little warm here. We can close them off. Differential braking. It's Alpha 3. Go to beta. We can put the brakes on. We can run that up. Do a little run up. You see the prop RPM rise. Bring that back. And we do a prop heat voltage test. All right, landing lights on. And strobes can come on. And we're ready to go. Sedona traffic, Turbine Bonanza 36 Bravo Tango departing runway 21 with a north departure out to the right, Sedona. Let's go, guys. See, there's so much power here that it seems like brakes are kind of stuck. There we go. Now they don't want to work. What the heck? Seems like I'm having some rudder pedal issues here. Oh well, YOLO, send it. All right, guys. Get center line on the roll. We'll bring it up. What the heck is going on here? All right, so much power in this, like I was saying. You don't need to bring it up to max power. 1100 on there. Let's get back in the center line. There you go. Lift off. Positive rate. Gear up. Get it trimmed out. We'll do our turnout. I think Holden just joined us. I'm going to check that in a second. It's We can power back now. And autopilot could come on. Let's do nav. And we'll engage you. Few thousand feet per minute. Keep it at 1,000. All right, we are off and flying, guys. All right, let's go. Sedona traffic, Turbo Bonanza, 36 Bravo Tango, just departed runway 21. Direct Flagstaff, last call, Sedona. All right, let's get 122.8 in here. And we'll set that at just like that. We are ready and going. And we got Holden. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Holden? It is going great. Another wonderful flight simming afternoon. You've been listening in. You just got a chance to say hello. Well, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. That's awesome. You missed that you're not flying with us, but we do have Billy somewhere. So I don't have spot view, actually. It's something weird with Chase plane and this plane in particular that has got us doing some weird things with spot view. So I had to put a different kind of view on, which is just the Chase plane, the Chase view. All right, there's Billy. We got Billy in the sim now. I still don't know what exactly I did, but I got it working. We can definitely outclimb. I think we can definitely outclimb Billy. I'm not sure. Are you in the regular piston, Duke? But we are very light. It's just me on board. I'm going to pick up our friends over in Bryce Canyon. Oh, yeah, we're going to way outclimb you. But you'll be able to keep up speed-wise, though. Definitely can match our speed. Yeah, the Dukes are an awesome plane. We're gonna be flying the Turbine Duke tomorrow on stream. I'm gonna take her from Santa Monica, California, out to Vegas for a nice little short flight. Oh, I'm gonna breathe a little better. I turn on the oxygen. And hope the stream looks okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have my camera up. There we go. All right. Yeah, because Streamlabs, I have the plugin for OBS. It's doing weird things. So For some reason, it's stuck in GS mode. Really? That's odd. You just cycle the power trim switch. Maybe that'll do it. Shut off the autopilot, turn it back on, or maybe cycle the avionics. Welp. Flight sim being flight sim. That's weird. The only thing I could think of is, well, yeah, I think the only thing I could think of is that. We're at our cruise. Let's get some music going. That's odd. You know, all the hours I put into that plane, I've never had that happen. That's why I really don't have much of a solution with that. Let's see. The only thing else I could think you could do would be to cycle the power, like shut off the battery, turn it back on. I don't think that kills your engines. Or cycle the inverter. Maybe cycling the inverter will do it. Yeah, it's a little cold up here. Let's get some heat coming in here. So the way this plane heats itself is it actually pulls hot air from the PT6 engine. Pull the cabin heat. Absolutely love the fact that it's a very nice day out here. No storms. We'll be able to see the Grand Canyon very well. All right, so we are in cruise. So let's hit some cruise power. So power back to 800 on the torque, and then we'll bring the props back to 2000 because we're going to do 75% cruise. So bring back 2000. It should have brought the torque back up, but it didn't for some reason. So we'll bring that back up to 9, and then that should give us our cruise setting. And go over here. What I like to do is I monitor in cruises with general aviation. My two main monitors are temperature and fuel. So we're going to have 49 gallons of fuel at Bryce Canyon. We're probably going to have to fuel back up to go up to Provo so that we can keep our reserve. But and then another thing with this plane is we have to switch tanks because it is a Bonanza. So fuel pump comes on, we switch it to the right tank, and then we fuel pump come off. We're looking good. We got about 50 minutes until we get to our landing. And since we're at 15,000 feet and our initial approach altitude is 11,000, because we're climbing up into the mountains, into the higher elevations, our top of descent is almost right on top of our arrival. So we can stay up into the thin air as long as we can. Well, as long as we have oxygen. And this actually, what's really cool with the BlackSquare model for oxygen, at 15,000 feet with just me, I could have breathable oxygen well over 4 hours. But it'll actually increase the rate the more passengers I have on board. It actually takes note of everybody breathing oxygen. So this would actually deplete faster if we were full. It's pretty cool. Another thing too you're going to notice is sometimes in well, we got a headwind, so it might not happen as much, but the Bonanza, so if you're flying this thing and you're flying the Bonanza, it doesn't have a yaw dampener. And the Bonanza was notorious for this slight Dutch roll. You'll see it kind of wiggle back and forth in the air. That's normal, guys. It's normal for the piston, and it's normal for this one because that's a Bonanza characteristic. I do believe they made an aftermarket yaw dampener. Excuse me, which then eliminated that, but it's not modeled here. We don't have a yaw dampener. Oops, overtook me. Oh yeah, you can go faster. We got a 30 knot headwind. 30 knot headwind. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I'm just happy we got multiplayer sorted out, though. Those last couple of streams, I kind of felt bad. I want to say, Billy, so I posted some screenshots in the A2A community. And A2A and a lot of people across social media loved your livery for our A2A series. Some people were asking how to get it. I said, nope, it's exclusive. No, but they were asking about where, if it was on Flight Sim TO, etc. But they were really liking it. All right, so we actually pulled this out too much, so now we're too hot. We usually put this in. Try not to worry about it too much. Try to get it at least stable in 60, 70 degrees. I mean, this is not temperature control simulator, but it's pretty cool that this is all kind of modeled. Yeah, and Lewis from A2A actually thought it was an awesome looking livery. Yeah, I don't know where he is. He's MIA. So this livery is the classic Beech colors. It's Tim HH. I believe I put it in the description if you guys wanted. I got it off of Flight Sim TO. And you know what? I'm probably blowing your eardrums with that. Let me turn down the sim sound a little bit. Sometimes I forget about it because you guys can hear me because I have a ducking mod on my. It ducks my microphone, which then drops the gain on everything else and just isolates my voice. But sometimes I forget that if I stop talking and I don't have it set right, it is loud. Especially the exterior view, and I can't. That's the thing, I can't because I don't have spot view, which is very frustrating. I don't know why that is. But coming up, here's the Grand Canyon coming up ahead of us. Very specific rules about touring the Grand Canyon in an airplane. Altitudes, path margins, etc. I actually have the charts for a helicopter tour path from Grand Canyon Airport. It gives specific VFR waypoints and altitudes for tour for helicopter tours. Since I'm also a recent helicopter guy, I started flying helicopters in the sim last year. I dabbled a little bit before, found them very frustrating, but then I thought I'd just put my head to the grindstone, so to speak, and I learned them. I'm not good. I'm not perfect, but I got pretty good at them. I really do want to do a helicopter stream one of these days coming up. But for some reason in the YouTube world, GA and oh no, internet went down. That stinks. I try leg 2. All right, awesome. So helicopter streams and GA streams, for some reason, aren't the most popular. Everybody likes the airliner stuff. All right, guys, if you just tuned in, we are in the BlackSquare Bonanza turboprop conversion, and we are doing a little trip from Sedona up to Provo, Utah, via Bryce Canyon. We're going to be doing a full stop at Bryce Canyon. We're going to pick up some friends, take them up to Salt Lake City for a little trip. I tell you what, as far as BlackSquare turboprops go, compared to this versus the TBM, I find this one a lot more fun than the TBM. Lose the club. Oh, I can't seem to get out of the club music. I'm sure he'll bring the TBM to the same standards. So it is a 2024 native. I think he said he's done with it. He brought it up to 2024, so it has all the walk around stuff that the Turbine Dukes have, and it's a really good plane in the sim. It's just not as fun as this one. So what is Bryce Canyon's CTAF? If Bryce Canyon even has a CTAF. Second. Okay, so Bryce Canyon does not have a CTAF, so we will be on Unicom. And Boris did all the turboprop sounds for this. And that's why it has amazing sounds. I could listen to that flyby all day. Yeah, I haven't heard anything more on the Caravan Professional either. Man, we're going to have some fun with that plane. So a couple things coming up. So Thursday's got a couple releases happening. So Flight Effects is releasing their 2024 native for the P180 Avante 2. Officially 2024 native now and fully licensed by Piaggio. So we're definitely going to want to check that out. Also, Thursday is supposed to be the release of Tullis's A340-600. And as much as I probably keep saying that I'm probably not going to get it, I'm probably going to get that. So see if we could do some, because I know Lufthansa is still an operator of the 600. Let's see if we can find some Asian liveries and maybe do some Hong Kong ops, maybe some Singapore to Hong Kong would be cool. But yeah, there's just too much going on with that thing to make it a very cool factor. It's got an element to it that is just not that Microsoft Flight Simulator just hasn't seen, and that is some of the luxuries that X-Plane has brought to the table, and Tolis has figured out a way to get them to work in 2024. Look at that, guys. That is insane. I've never had the opportunity yet to see this in real life, but everyone who has says it's just utterly breathtaking. And it is breathtaking in the sim as well. The photogrammetry for the Grand Canyon in 2024 is just unreal. I know what I did want to do is I wanted to activate the approach. We're past Flagstaff. We don't need to go direct to the airport. We should go direct to our initial approach fix, which we should be at 11,000 or above, so that we can actually be at 10.6 at our intercept, which is India Papa Yankee Alpha Delta. And so this is actually the first time I'm flying over this, I believe, in an airplane. I've done a lot of helicopter stuff. Most of my sim learning of helicopters I did out of Grand Canyon Airport. It's because you want some really cool scenery to look at. And plus, I did a lot of practice with coming into landings at certain points on top of rock formations with the helicopter, just to get my my skill up with that. Even though you're actually not allowed to land a helicopter in the Grand Canyon. I think a lot of the rules for the Grand Canyon are because they've had a lot of accidents, GA aircraft colliding into each other. Let's do a fuel check. It actually looks pretty good. Three quarters. We can we can go a little bit longer on this tank, and then we'll do a switch for landing. Or like colliding with walls, yeah. People were getting stupid and like flying down into the canyon. Which you're not allowed to do. There's an altitude shelf over the canyon. But yeah, so the helicopter tour chart actually has you have to be at certain altitudes at certain points. And there are tour routes specifically. And as part of your VFR callouts, you have to call out which tour route you're going to be using. Oh, in the sim, yeah. I've done the crazy one out by the Hoover Dam where you drop in off the Hoover Dam and fly that canyon. I did it in the what's the name of that plane, the Hawk or whatever, that Just Flight British demonstrator jet. It's also a fighter jet too. Taking a jet down into the canyon there below the Hoover Dam is definitely lots of fun in the simulator. It's definitely pod racing. It is. It is going to have the passenger variant, and they're selling it in BlackSquare fashion. They're selling it in two separate points. So they're going to sell the passenger version separate from the amphibious cargo version. But yes, it's going to have the cargo. The small trainer. It's the British Aerospace Hawk, I think it is. That's killing me that I can't think of the name. I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, so Just Flight's Hawk T1A Advanced Trainer, and that's also they do aerobatic teams and stuff like that with it. Good. I'm looking forward to using that with the UPS VAT. Yeah, I think they do have the 208. So I think UPS and FedEx both have partners for Mountain Air with the 208. I'm looking forward to getting into the amphibian and doing some bush flying. It's one of my favorite types of flying in the simulator is doing little bush ops. And you got to have an amphibian to do that. Are you part of FedEx Virtual? No. FedEx Virtual is very I didn't like their attitude. So there's a couple ones. So there's VA systems FedEx, which I haven't played with, but FedEx Virtual, I think it's FDX V. I tried to join them, and so I was trying to follow the rules with regards to hours. You got to have a minimum of 200 hours to fly with them, and you do your little test flight, and then you've got to submit your hours. So I submit my VATSIM ID because I have over 200 hours with them, and they said they couldn't verify my hours. And I said, well, how? It's got my name. So because I'm a streamer and I talked to VATSIM, and you're allowed to put your first name and last initial. And that's what is displayed when you look up my hours. So they said that they couldn't verify that it was me. And I said, well, how am I supposed to do that, considering your website says that you can't take a screenshot and send it to you? And the guy, I mean, I could read the email, but the guy was the rudest individual that I ever encountered outside of prison. And I was like, you know what? I said, I'm done. I'm not, I said, cancel. I'm not even appealing this. I said, we're done. I don't even want to be a part of an organization that treats new people like that. So that's my experience with FedEx Virtual. And I don't care that I'm bad mouthing them. They were that bad. I generally don't like to badmouth people, but they were that bad. Coming up on our top of the set very soon is going to be a series of short flights today. He's another person that thinks the sim is real life. Yeah, I don't know. It was just they talked down to me so bad. It was it's something. He's like, well, you could take a screenshot, because I said, well, how am I supposed to? I said I have other hours through virtual airlines that I could show you, but they're all behind a password wall. And you said you can't. Their rules were very specific. I'm not an idiot. I could read them. You can't submit hours through a pass wall. A password wall. So I said, VATSIM's all I got, and that's my CID. I don't know why someone would want to fake a CID to join your organization. You kind of got to get over yourself there. And I said, the other stuff's behind a password wall. He's like, you could take a screenshot. I'm like, that's against your rules. That's why I can't even get the nature of how nasty this email was to me. And I was like, yeah. But I'm sure the other guys over at VASIM or VA Systems are good. I joined UP. I found shortly after that I found UPS Virtual Air Cargo, and those guys are great. So I never looked back. But yeah, they were really, maybe it was just him, and maybe you shouldn't have him in charge of new hires, but if he's going to be the face of the virtual airline, then yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to have my full name displayed with VATSIM. Because there's two things. There's your full name. You can have your initial and last name with VATSIM. You can have just your CID, or you can have your first name and last name. That's another reason that prevents you from joining VATSIM. Yeah, so for their purposes, you need your full name, address, the whole 9 yards. But you're allowed to adjust it for display purposes. I wanted to have an alias. I don't understand why you can't have an alias. If they know that you're John through your initial setup on your account, why does that name have to be displayed? You put an alias mark in that way the general public knows you as, I think, because I told them, I said, I'm a YouTube streamer and I didn't want my name out there because I'm a public face to hundreds of people. I said, what can I do? I said, I'd like to have an alias of Virtual Flight Diaries. They said, and they were kind of snippy too. And they're like, well, you can't. The policy's very clear, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, well, then I'll just do John J. So that's why if you are on VAT radar and you go over my plane, it says John G, and then my home airport. But I figured, I use my first name on the stream, so I'll just have my first name. But yeah, I'm not happy with VATSIM over that stuff either. That's not a cool thing. And there's a lot of talk out there that their security for storing data is not the best. And they also long-term store data. So a lot of companies out there that take information, okay? Like you guys, for instance, for me, the way I do it, like you've given me your emails so that I could email your winnings when you won. I don't save those emails. Like if we, if I ran a giveaway again and you guys were in it, you'd have to give me your emails again. I don't save any of that stuff because the purpose of me acquiring that information is just for that simple transaction, and then that's it. They store it. They store all your data, and I hear that the security is not the best. So surprising enough that they haven't had a breach. Like it's not necessarily once they've identified you, there's a couple basic metrics that they can keep to maintain that identification. They don't need the rest. They don't need to keep the rest. I've got an opinion on VATSIM, and I'm on the network right now, so we'll see. I'll probably be in V1 shoes. Yeah, it's great for ATC, especially when there's ATC on. It hands down, it's 100 times better than any kind of AI ATC whatsoever. But their practices are a little weird. And I follow all their rules as best I can. Absolutely love flying out here in the Rockies. And then, of course, all that stuff there is just my opinion. But you know, I've been in security my whole life, and kind of know what can happen. Your connection is somewhat back. Cool. I mean, if you can't fly this one, we're gonna be flying tomorrow too. So it's okay. I understand that choppy, but there. See, that's probably not gonna be a good sim experience for you, Billy. You're gonna have connection issues. You're gonna get the little connection is lost, and you know your good looking terrain is gonna look like, you know, FSX. All right, so all we gotta do is we gotta lose 4,000 feet. So this is an RMP RNAV approach. So there's actually not much work to it. The autopilot is on, so full power and go brr. Yeah. All right, so we're 5 minutes out from our top of descent. So Bryce Canyon is actually, I think it's out over here. So it's right over here. So we're gonna come in along these mountains here. So I don't know, guys. I could put this. So for our avionics upgrade, I can actually put. I could put the GTN and 750 in there. But that's a $30,000 price tag for our budget. It certainly would come in handy for our long tour, though. It's got a lot of stuff for it. But I'm gonna definitely gonna leave you guys vote. That's gonna probably be it. That's gonna be a members only vote there. But we're not changing that out until we get somewhere down. I think Opalaka, I think, is when we're going to decide if we're doing an avionics upgrade. These planes got binoculars. We can actually start down now, and this is the vertical speed required to get to 11,000. I'm going to let it climb just a little bit. We're not going to do that shallow of a descent. And we're going to switch tanks. Go pump on. What's really cool is it modeled is this switch is actually modeled. So I can't actually shut the fuel off unless I press this, which is really cool. Oh, you still got power. Interesting. Yeah, that's just a 2-knot tailwind. We can manage that. This plane does like to float, especially with a tailwind. Put 11,000 here. Yeah, we'll actually start down now. And we'll pull the power back to about 700 on the torque. And we'll pause the music. So no recording because we're going to keep going. We'll do a recording of our landing over in Provo. I'm sorry, the Doppler of that that PT6 engine sound is just wild. I can't. Boris did a wonderful job on this. This should be hedging, and we're Hegdig. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Yeah, we'll just do a little magic barrel wrap. Yeah, I know that changed. We've got 11,000 at Charlie India X-Ray Delta Sierra. Don't know the names, but because we already activated the approach, so our glide slope or glide path indicators are on. You see, it's going to bring us out over these mountains. That's why we got to be fairly, especially. Oh, wow. Dropping frames. So it looks like I'm having internet problems too, Billy. Hopefully we can keep it running long enough to finish the stream. But hopefully it's not too choppy for you guys, because I am dropping some frames. So it's going to stutter. It's back. But yeah, it's back. It's come back. Yeah, I dropped like 400 frames, which is not good. Apparently, I got storms in my way. Although it's sunny outside, I don't know if that's affecting anything. All right, so we got 10.6 is our next altitude, and that's our intercept. Bring the RPMs up for landing. And once we make our turn in, we'll arm the approach. We've got 33 on our course heading. And once we finish our turn, we will drop the gear. Turn in on course, and we should be able to see the runway out off our nose. That's our airport right there. All right, gear can come down. And we'll put in some flaps, and here we go. First stage of flaps. It does like to float, guys, but good thing we're GA and don't necessarily have to be. Though it's ideal, you don't necessarily have to be in the touchdown zone. Bryce Canyon, Bonanza Turbine Bonanza 36 Bravo Tango on the RNAV runway 3, Bryce. So for my approach, I'm going to try to come in at about 100 knots and then drop that in to 90 for touchdown over the numbers. We're looking at 90 over the numbers. That might be a little too fast. We'll try 85 over the numbers, see what that does. And we have a real strong crosswind. We're looking at 19 knots crosswind. And I'll bring it back to 500 on the torque. Looks good. We'll go full flaps. Power in for our VREF, about 550. Looks like we can bring it back to 5 there. Get my landing view up. All right. Looking good. Settled in about 100 knots for our approach speed. And we'll start dialing it back on short final. So the autopilot is keeping our crab in. So we're going to try to keep that crab angle as best we can. But you can see our crosswind's pretty intense. Landing lights on. It all looks good. We're ready for landing, guys. It's going to be spicy. Spicy landing. Bryce Canyon, Turbine Bonanza 36 Bravo Tango, short final runway 03 landing. Bryce. Oof. That's 20 knots. My plane. I'm going to keep the speed up because of this crab.
$500.
Keep that nose in the wind. Looks like it's kind of dying down. All right, there's 90 knots. There's a 20 knot gust. Power back over the numbers. And float, float, float. Let's get back center line. And we bounced her in. It's 20 knots over the numbers, guys. 20 knots over the numbers. 20 knot crosswind over the numbers. Oof. Not the best landing. 200 feet per minute with a bounce with our second landing at 130 knot. Excuse me. But I started to float, and I kind of wanted to just kill the lift as best I could, so I just dropped it in. Bryce Canyon traffic, 6 Bravo Tango is clear of the runway. Bryce Canyon. All right, flaps can come up. And we'll get our strobe off and our landing light off. We also don't need to be doing 30 knots down the taxiway. So actually, this isn't the PMS. So this actually doesn't come with a freeware version. This is the TDS GTN 750 XI that uses the actual Garmin 750 trainer as its software. It's actually a pretty expensive piece of kit. I think it's around $70 for that, just that gauge. Park right here. And parking brake can come on. That's $50 now. It was like $70 back then. They probably came to their senses. It's, if you can make it happen, Holden, it is an awesome version of that. So the difference between this one, so this one, like I said, uses it's just another external program, of course, running. But all right, so that goes off, that goes off. Blower can go off. We can deflate that. Taxi lights, panel lights can come off. Oh, beacon stays on. Nav light. Alternate it. That can go in. Flaps are up. And we're waiting to about there, and we can kill the battery. But like I said, if you could make it happen, it's really good, and I haven't had very many issues with it, and all the issues that I've had, TDS has been extremely helpful in fixing. They don't mess around with their customers not being satisfied. But all the black squares, you can use it. There's even a mod out there, I believe, to add it to some default planes. Yeah, definitely. If you fly enough GA, you're gonna want to not fly with anything else. Like I always use this in all my black square aircraft. Even when I was flying the A2A plane on my own, both ones, the A600 and so on, I've had this in here. And to go back, once you've used this enough to go back to like the 430 or 530, or even the PMS, which is a really good one too, you're going to be like, ugh. Like some planes, like I have the PMS. I even have the payware version of the PMS 50. Some planes they'd only allow that one because it uses the working title logic in the background. To go to that one, it's like, oh. All right, so let me disconnect from the network. I got to refile. It's either the TDS or VOR only. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the only reason I picked the 430 was because for the A2A was because we were doing something special. All right, so some brief up. Let me get that flight plan up. So this one we're going to be going from Bryce Canyon up to Provo, up by Salt Lake City. Another terrain oriented approach. Right, so get that in. This is a shorter. It's about a just like the flight up from Sedona. This is about an hour, give or take. And we'll pre-file on VATSIM. Good. All right, so this one we're going up to 16,000 feet. 16,000. Flight plan is filed. Reconnect. It gave us a new squawk code. Yep. All right. So we will be, for this flight, we're going to be squawking 5247. So write that down. And we're going to need at least 600 pounds of fuel. So I'm going to take on some fuel. So this plane is a fuel hog, most definitely. All right, so we have 361 gallons on or pounds on board. So we're going to bring that up. To 45, pretty much what we had at Sedona. And this time we're picking up our friends. Let's give a little bit of down bubble. Based on that, I'm going to guess right about there. All right, so we're going to set up our flight plan with the power on with this one. So I'm going to have to head out for the day. I hope you have a great second flight and a great rest of your day. Okay, Holden, see you. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. It's glad to have you on board. All right, so flight plan's in. Let's fire back up and let's get onto our second leg. We've got our passengers, we got our baggage, and we got our fuel. So battery could come on. Do a quick scan. We are all shut down. That looks good. All right, prop could come up. So we got idle, full, cutoff. Let's go. Watching our NG. There's 17. We can put some fuel in her. Get that fired up. Get back in because you gotta shut the starter off. Stable. Generator can come on. Echoes to auto. And let me import my SimBrief into my tablet over here. All right, so the winds have gotten changed enough that we're departing runway 21. We're definitely going to be doing an intersection departure on this one, and we're going to be landing runway 23 or 13 at Provo. So the ILS 13. And we'll so we're coming in at FFU, so let's go to DICOT for our transition. It's all in. Avionics master can come on. Standby alt. We'll inflate the door seals and kill the oxygen. For now, since we're high enough altitude, I'm actually going to turn the oxygen on at takeoff. And that goes to standby.
TOS, system test okay.
Put the vent back on because it kind of cooled off a little bit. All right, flight plan. Bryce Canyon. We're going from Bryce Canyon. Wow. If I could talk, right? And let's go direct to Denton. And man, it is so very convenient to put in a flight plan in this in this GTN XI, or this GTN. Both of them, the PMS and this one, both are the same way. All right, we're going to go direct DTA, and then from DTA, I mean, so it's cool. So say we had an airway from DTA. You can choose it and click, and then the whole exit points will come up. It's just click, click, click. All right, so but we're doing all directs. So from DTA, we're going to go FFU. And then PVU. And then we'll come over here, procedures. We're going to be doing the ILS 13 approach with the dicot transition. And we'll load that up. And that puts our ILS in here. So I just switch it over. Actually, I think, hang on a second. I think it actually put the ILS, I think it's the 1050. No, 1030. Okay. All right, so that's all in. And like I said, it crosstalks to the 650 we have over here. I put it on default nav. That gives me some nav information. We got 200 nautical miles to our destination. And we are ready to go. Yeah, so let's get out of here. So we're going to go down that way. We're going to go to intersection. Alpha 4 for our takeoff. Bryce Canyon traffic, Bonanza, Turbine Bonanza 36 Bravo Tango, taxiing to runway 21 via Alpha to the Alpha 4 section. Bryce. Oh, good. Looks like Billy's all fired up, so let's go. We got 16,000. Let's put 16,000 in here, because we're going to do just a straight climb out. All right. And parking brake off. Let's go. We'll sneak by Billy here. Very cool scenery for Bryce Canyon. This is Orbix. Differential braking. Here's Alpha 3, so the next one is going to be Alpha 4, and that's where I'm going to take off from. So, laps down. Plenty of runway. It's a very long runway. It's 7,300 feet. Because we're at an elevation of 7,500 feet. So higher you go, the longer runways you need. All right, clear the ramp. So we do another test. That could come on. All right, and we don't need a run up, so we're just going to make sure our landing lights are on and our strobe lights are on. And we'll put our panel lights back on. Boom, boom, boom. 47 degrees. Let's get some heat going. All right. Bryce Canyon traffic. Turbine Bonanza 36 Bravo Tango. Departing runway 21 at Alpha 4. For a right turnout to the northwest. Bryce. All right, let's go. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but we don't need much. It's like 1,200 for takeoff and like 900 for landing. It's pretty cool. All right, guys, let's go. Let's spool them up. At about 600 and stable. Everything's in the green. All right, brakes release. Let's bring it up to 1,100. And let's get out of here. Toga. There's 85. Right at the hump. Yeah, we'll use that to our advantage. And up we go. Do a turnout. Flaps up. And we'll bring that power back. And autopilot on. Let's trim it out a little bit. A lot of back CG there. Autopilot on. Nav. About 2,000 feet per minute. And we're going on up. You're up. Taxi line landing lights can come off. Flaps up. And we're good. Bryce Canyon traffic. 36 Bravo Tango, just departed runway 21. Heading northwest. Last call, Bryce. All right. Looking good. Looking good. All right, we got Billy coming up. Let's hope both our internets hold out. I did say I was going to turn the oxygen on and take off, but I didn't. So you can actually see that this oxygen is going to start depleting faster because we have we've got 3 more people on board. One thing I did do was put our squawk code in. We can do that now. And 1,000 to go. This is an absolute rocket ship. What was this, like 4 minutes and we're up at our cruise already. We could pick up that hoping to get some ATC chatter in the background. All right, so let's get our cruise power in. So we're going to bring that back to 800, and then we'll adjust the prop. You want to make sure you adjust the prop. I wasn't paying attention to one time flying this plane, and I pulled my mixture back and killed the engine. All right, bring it back to 2,000, and then we're going to bump you back up to 900. Yeah, cruise power set. We can actually go to 1,000, but and fuel pump on, and we're going to switch tanks to the fullest for cruise. And we're in cruise, so auto ignition can come off. And we're fighting a 40 knot headwind now, all the way. Definitely picked this route for the scenery, guys. Definitely picked it for the scenery. But I don't think we're going to pick up anything on the ATC. We're way too far away. It is some that's all Calgary. We're at Salt Lake. Beautiful day to go flying. Beautiful day. So pretty to look at, man. All right, so do have a CTAF of 125.3. Provo. All looking good. Let me just do a quick magic barrel ref. Everything is in the green. So a couple tidbits about this right here. So this blue line here is, and it adjusts for wind. What this is our best glide to the ground based on terrain and wind. This line right here is pointing us for situational awareness the closest airport that we can make it to. So you can see if our engine quit right now, we should, for all intents and purposes, if I set up the glide path just right, make it to U52. And this will be on, I think this does shut off above 28,000. When you go into the upper flight levels, this shuts off. But this is just a situational awareness because, when you're in that slight panic mode, adrenalized, oh my God, my engine just went quiet. I could just look over here. Okay, I got what's in this blue circle. Like, okay, well, at a quick glance, I see there's a blue line. Okay, let's go to U52. So U52 is our best chance. And then we can set up a glide down to U52. And I've tested it out, guys. I've tested it out. It actually works perfectly. Like right now, I'm confident that we would make U52 into the pattern and land. It's a great tool, and it's indicative of the real 750 as well. The XI model. There's two versions. There's the GTN 750 and then there's the 750 XI. This is modeling the 750 XI, which is the more modern one. We'll look about 46 minutes to our top of descent. So we're just going to sit back and relax and chill. What flight sim is all about, guys. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff coming up. So the A340-600, we got the Piaggio. We're probably going to kill the two birds with one stone with the Piaggio 180 when we fly that one. We're probably going to go into Key West, because the MK Studios Key West is actually really nice. So we're going to take a look at that one. A340, we're probably going to go somewhere in Asia. But next week is my short week for work, so we'll be streaming a lot more. But if you just tuned it in, we're on leg 2 of our flight from Sedona. We just stopped down at Bryce Canyon and picked up a couple of our friends, and we're heading up to Salt Lake. If you haven't already, hit that. You can smash that like button. Helps out the channel. Lets YouTube know that you guys like it, and that maybe other flight simmers just like you would also like it, and helps the channel grow. And if you really like what's going on, you can hit that subscribe button. The Virtual Flight Diaries Discord, the link is in the channel or the video description. I post a lot of upcoming flights when they're happening, when the streams are happening, routes, etc. Plus, we got a little good community going over there, so we do hang out in the Discord and chat it up, trading flight sim pics, etc. So, got a really cool group of people. And everybody's extremely helpful, so come on aboard. All right, it looks like we're the only ones coming into Provo, so we don't have to worry about traffic. Going to be just us. We got Billy. It looks like he's not too far behind. It's about 4 miles. Be cool. Be coming right in. Have to remember to catch his landing. I'm going to set up the flight recorder just so I don't forget. One of the very cool things with the TOLUS A340 for Microsoft is they brought over the X-Planes flight recorder. And I'll tell you what, they need to sell that code because every plane in the sim needs to have it. I saw some demonstrations with that thing. It's amazing. So say you're flying along too, and your sim crashes, it persistence saves. So you can start where the sim crashed. which is common with X-Plane and non-existent in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Also, there's skip to waypoint, so you kind of teleport to the waypoint, and it does not affect the flight. So say you're doing that 20-hour long haul, you can actually skip most of the cruise and come in right in to a couple waypoints from your top of the set if you want to. It's really cool. And these are all X-Plane stuff. And those guys, how they got it to work in Microsoft, I know it's a proprietary thing, but man, they need to sell it to other devs because we need all that kind of stuff in Microsoft. These are the things that are the best of X-Planes is the light model aside is the little utilities. Hopefully it'll step up add-ons to do more quality of life. I'm hoping, because once a dev sets a bar, it's got to put a spark under the other devs. But like my flight recorder, a lot of times we can't do the shutdown at the gate because we'd have to do the deboarding. We miss all that sometimes because you have to restart and set the plane up for landing configuration before you start the recorder. With the A340-600 that's coming out, I could do a shutdown, but then I could just wind it back and everything just comes back on. It sets itself up so you can actually do a rollout to the gate and actually watch a replay of your shutdown and everything like that. It's definitely an awesome quality of life. I think Tolis has set a new bar for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I guess it's easier when it's built in. Yeah. Because everything we have now, I mean, Microsoft has a built-in one, but it's not good. Maybe it'll drive integrations. I'm hoping. I really am. Because we need other planes to have that stuff. We really do. But I think a big thing is that persistent recording, where you could just go back to where it dropped off, maybe a couple miles before, a couple minutes before where you went to crash the desktop, and it'll save those long hauls. Especially an A340, you might be doing a 20-hour long haul, and 15 hours in your sim crashes, you kind of want that peace of mind. Fingers crossing for the Phoenix. Oh wow, yeah. I don't think it's going to happen. They'd have to delay their release, which they have already. But we're already the end of Q1, and I know they didn't give any dates, but they kind of left the impression that it was going to happen already with their Neos. But I know a lot of devs out there are probably looking at Tolus going, man, you just ruined the game for us right now. Everything in Phoenix time. That's it. They are not one to promise anything. And that's why they're good. Because generally don't release a broken product. Same with PMDG. They don't really release a broken product either. Those guys, they get a lot of flack, but Phoenix has been the king of Airbuses. But I don't know. Tolus has been the king of X-Plane Airbuses. And if they continue to come over to the Microsoft game, Phoenix is going to have some competition. And I kind of wish Tolus didn't decide to do the A340. I know I saw a couple dev streams where Aerosoft was talking that the A340 was ready to go, but I know Tolus makes an A330. I wish they would have brought the A330 over. That's more of a uh-oh. Oof. Holy cow. We had a major pause there. I thought we were done. Chad. I thought we were cooked. So what is their X-Plane lineup? So from what I know they have the A320. I think they did an A321. The A340. And I think they have an A330. I think they have a full Airbus lineup. I could be wrong, though. I'm not an Xbox guy or X-Plane guy. But Aerosoft did say the reason they went with the 340 was because it was ready to go. I don't know. They've been working on this project for 2 years now. They're definitely radio silent on that one. I know Tolus isn't going to bring their A320 over. There's too many A320s in the sim right now. But I think they make an A330 CO. That would have been cool. There's a lot of... Yeah, we don't need another A320 now. I'm absolutely content with Phoenix on the A320. And I didn't even get the MS Labs. The next big thing is the INI A380. In the Airbus world, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the L1011, to be honest. But I'm a classic jet guy, so. What is this club stuff? And the PMDG, yep, the 747. And I'm not even I'm not even messed up that it's a 100. I like it. All right, 30 minutes from our approach. So this is another one where at 16,000, we got to go down to, let's see what our altitudes are. So we don't have far to go. So we got to we got an 8,000 foot drop to bring us down to Dicot intercept. And plenty of miles to go. Lots of terrain we got to fly over. So it peaks out at 8,000. So we can't go, we're not going to go below 8,000. We're going to go below 8,000. Oh, I think they're doing the 100. I don't know if they're doing the 200. I know they're going to do the 400. $200 would be cool. I think they're skipping all like the 200, 300. I think they're going 100, 400. And they probably, I imagine, are going to bring the 800 in. That's all modern, though. Long haul cargo ops. Yeah, it's a good wide range. I agree. There's DTA. FFU is it's actually the top of a one of the mountain peaks. That's why we can't go below 8,000 on FFU. That should give us a couple hundred feet of clearance. I'm going to go be a little higher than that. Oops, only there was an update to Atlanta. Don't kill my sim. We're going above or between the mountains in the front. So we're going direct FFU. So that's right on it's the mountain on the downwind to runway 13. I'm going to fly over. I'm going to fly over that mountain. So this one, these are all in the 8,000 foot range. So these mountains out here. So we're well above. We'll just have to use landing toast for our landing. Since Volanta is not cooperating and I don't want to crash the sim since I'm already having problems. We're actually going to turn out over here where all those guys are. All right, we're looking good. We're close in top of the descent. Probably start down a little earlier. All right, we gotta put this in here. We got 125.3. So, Provo Airport. GoPro. So Provo Airport is over here. So we're going to come down, cross this mountain, and go right in on a downwind. And we're going to have a tailwind. It's looking like we're going to have a little tailwind and about a 5-knot crosswind. So it's not going to be as bad as Bryce Canyon. And why aren't I holding altitude? Because my barrel changed. A little cleanup there because the barometric change was enough to throw my altimeter off. I don't think it should have climbed up though, but it is what it is. All right, so when our VSR gets to be about 600-700 feet per minute, that's when we'll set down. Probably be a little earlier than our 14 minutes. Nice and relaxing. Love that flyby sound. Telluride would have been cooler, but this is nice too. See, what's cool is I got the music playing in the background. I could actually, we do have XM radio here, so it's actually not unlikely that we would have music. And what's cool, the whole setup of the real one is not this one. This is simulated still, but the real one, if you're playing music through this, it prioritizes channel 1, so when ATC comes in, it'll cut it. Last time we were in Provo was when the BlackSquares launched these planes. Set our course. I remember that it doesn't auto switch. That was our problem with the Lear 35 at our New Year's Eve flight. Then switch it over to heading mode. Stink everything up so that when I do switch it to heading mode, it doesn't go all crazy on us. So Provo Municipal is somewhere right around here. Somewhere right around here. First World Aviation. Yes. I think I got my mountains mixed up. I think it's over here. It's our mountain. But we're all set up and looking good. Frequencies in, courses programmed in. We got our heading aligned. One thing we forgot was a fuel switch, so we're going to be a little off balance. That's fine. We'll burn closer to a little more fuel off on that one. But we're not going to have a terrible crosswind, so it shouldn't be too bad. We should be within limits by the time we get there, so I'm not too worried about it. So Provo is on the other side of the lake. I don't know what the name of this lake is. This isn't Salt Lake. Salt Lake's up here. All right, so we'll put 8,000 in. Let's head on down 600. 700. And we'll pull the power back. 700 pounds torque. And we'll bump up the RPMs. That should slow us down. Start now. That up to 7. We need to be going that slow. Paper. It's our opposite direction, 314. Let's go 314. Yeah, switch to CTAF. All right, looking good. Report's right over here. So once we overfly FFU, I'm going to switch to heading and we'll do a downwind. Provo traffic, Turbine Bonanza 36 Bravo Tango, descending for the ILS 13 approach. Entering downwind at Foxtrot uniform, Provo. Bravo traffic, 36 Bravo Tango, downwind runway 13. We can actually come down a little faster. Power back there. And we'll drop it in to 6,300 and turn base. Provo traffic, 36 Bravo Tango, turning base, runway 13, Provo. should keep us clear of that mountain, and it has. Good. And we'll switch to nav. And we'll intercept the ILS. Activate approach mode. Approach flaps. You're down. Our runways are over here. Should be the intercept. So it's kind of just shallowing it up for us. I'm going to probably wait it to arm the approach, but this is fine. They're probably, hey, you're here now. You were at the Trifecta Redneck. Oh, how's the flight? Just found the channel. Hey, Taylor, welcome to the channel. We are doing good. We're just finishing up our last leg, coming into Provo Municipal. But flight went well. Flight went well. Almost straight after you. Okay. Buc-ee's, Costco, and Bass Pro Shop in the same parking lot. Oh, yeah. That is the redneck trifecta right there. All right, we could go full flaps on approach. Provo traffic. 36 Bravo Tango, final runway 13. Provo. All right, give it a little more power. And we're going to hand fly it since it did not capture the glide slope. I don't know why. That's fine. Too much trim. Yeah, start the recording. Power back. They have a Turbine Bonanza at your local airport? Awesome. I would love to see one of these in person. There you go. We're bringing it back in path. We're a little high. It's good. We're visual. Let's bring that power back. Let's bring it into 100 knots. Bring it into 100 knots. Bravo traffic, 36 Bravo Tango. Short final, runway 13. Landing, Bravo. Up center. There we go, corrected that. Power back, flare, hold it. Ooh, I let the nose drop. All right. Reverse thrust. Stick that taxiway up here. We got Billy right behind us. Oh, this plane is definitely crazy. It is a Ferrari. Oop. Bravo traffic, 36 Bravo Tango, clear the runway. Provo. And parking brake can be set. We'll end the recording. And let's go look at Billy's landing. He's right behind me on final. I'd actually like to take a ride in one of these. I was in a piston Bonanza, but never a turbine. That's the distance almost in half on the range, but man, is it just cool. Kill the music. Should have killed it earlier, but whatever. We were having fun. Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun flying in that Bonanza. It was an A36. All right, here it comes. In the B60 Duke. Nice. Nice. So my landing feet per minute was 197. 97, guys. It was a little hard, but we were contending with some crosswinds here, so not as bad as Bryce Canyon. Bryce Canyon, 20-mile-an-hour gust right over the numbers. That had us bouncing in. Only one bounce though. All right, so let's taxi up over here, and then we will check out the replay, guys. Going over here to signature. Because we're PT6 operators and we got money, so we're gonna go to signature. All right, parking brake on. We're not gonna do the shutdown because we're gonna do the replay. But yeah, there's Billy pulling up alongside of us. That's awesome. He's got the new style Beech B60 there with the invisible nose gear. All right, let's fire up this replay. See how we did. All right, replay up. So unfortunately, I don't have spot view, but we can go chase view. It's 33% less drag. That's right. It's fuel efficient. It's very fuel efficient. Probably should disconnect from a VATSIM, which I did now. Well, apparently I can't shut off my stuff. Computer's been acting kind of funky though. Yeah, we did do some corrections there. Kind of getting tossed around by the crosswind, although it wasn't too bad. Little off center. Little off center. Let's see what it looked like from. Let's do a passenger view. Little passenger view there. Got noise canceling headphones on. Yeah, 198, guys. 198 was our landing rate. So I kind of dropped it in there right at the last minute. We were still a little bit above. I didn't want to keep floating. Could have gone for that butter. All right, guys. Let's pause that. I'm going to wind this back. That's going to be it for the stream. I want to thank everybody who joined in for the flight, who hit all the likes, those that are subscribed. We got a new face in the channel, Tail Dragger. Welcome. Welcome. We had Drunk Billy. We had a Limp came in at the last minute to save the day. And yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow at 1, we're going to be doing the Turbine Duke. We're going to be flying from Santa Monica over to Lost Wages. So hope to see you guys all there tomorrow. Tail Dragger said, subbed, buddy. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you very much for that subscription to the channel, and welcome aboard. We do have a Discord if you want to join that as well. The link is in the description. All right, guys. So yeah, stream tomorrow 1 o'clock. Turbine Duke, Santa Monica to Las Vegas. Should be a fun one. And I hope to see you guys there. Thank you, everyone. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and on to the next one. This is Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. See ya.